5-megawatt Sierra Sun Tower in Lancaster, California, is the only CSP tower operating in the U.S. It uses mirrors to reflect sunlight onto a receiver to boil water, create steam, and generate electricity. eSolar takes advantage of state-of-the-art software to track the sun. Rather than having to calibrate each one of its 24,000 mirrors, the program does it on its own. This project is only the beginning for eSolar. At 5 megawatts, the Sierra Sun Tower is merely a pilot project. The company is in the early stages of developing up to 2 gigawatts of projects in China and has contracts for more than 200 megawatts of projects in California alone. This is a groundbreaking project that blends the best of information technologies and energy technologies into something entirely unique, which is why eSolar is the recipient of the Excellence in Renewable Energy Award for Project of the Year.
And I believe Jim Chandela from eSolar is here to accept the award.
All right, so after narrowing down the finalists in all of those project categories, we again opened up the voting process to our readers. And we created the Reader's Choice Award. And when we opened up the voting, we got about 15,000 votes within the first 2 weeks. And we weren't really sure who was going to win. It was very close. And when we finally closed the polls, the winner of this year's Reader's Choice Award provided not just an important economic stimulus to one Utah town, but also a very important educational experience for some high schoolers as well.
The 203-megawatt Milford Wind Corridor, built on private state and federal lands in Beaver and Millard counties, is the largest renewable energy project in the state of Utah. Featuring 58 Clipper Liberty 2.5-megawatt wind turbines and 39 GE 1.5-megawatt turbines, the facility interconnects to the Intermountain Power Plant substation in Delta, Utah, via First Wind's 88-mile transmission line. The project created more than 250 development and construction jobs and created close to $86 million in economic activity. More than 60 Utah businesses were engaged during the development and construction of the project. And the Milford Wind project team worked with residents every step of the way to develop the wind farm that will provide a broad range of local economic and environmental benefits for Utah communities. In 2001, the Milford High School technology class, known as the Wind Kids, worked with First Wind to get a first-hand look at the importance of renewable energy and to learn more about the process involved in developing a wind farm. This project is a showcase of both community involvement and community benefit, which is why the readers of the Renewable Energy World Network have chosen First Wind's Milford Wind Corridor as the recipient of the Reader's Choice Award.
Would Yvonne Zyla, Director of Northeast Origination at First Wind, please come up to receive your award. I think we can classify all of our winners this year as innovative, but we carved out a special category for innovation to recognize the technologies and new projects that are having a sudden and massive impact on the growth of this industry. And there were many, many notables.
Absolutely, and a number of them stood out for us on the technology side. As reporters in this industry, we always hear about all these new technologies that are going to change everything. And sometimes that's the case, and sometimes it's not. But one interesting technology that we've heard a lot about in the last year and a half or so is something called the microinverter. It's a power conversion device that goes on the back of a solar panel to provide more granularity within the entire solar array to make it more reliable, efficient, and therefore cost competitive. And there's one company, a lot of companies are jumping into this space right now, and one company in particular has been dominating the microinverter space, a California company called Enphase Energy.
As microinverters make up an increasingly large segment of the solar industry, they will open up new markets for smaller systems and increase the efficiency of solar systems of all sizes. These conversion devices, which are mounted on the back of a solar panel, convert power on each module, reducing the effects of panel mismatch and shading. This helps boost the overall output of a solar system. While many companies are getting into this space, the leader in microinverters is Enphase Energy, a California-based company that has shipped well over 100,000 units of its devices in the last 2 years. One of the fastest-growing inverter companies in the world, Enphase launched its product in late 2008 and has seen interest from solar developers, both large and small, for projects of all types and sizes. To recognize this achievement and their role in the latest revolution in solar, Enphase Energy is the recipient of the Excellence in Renewable Energy Award for Innovation.
Would Paul Nahi, President and CEO at Enphase, please come up to receive your award? So far, these awards have been about technologies and companies, but we need to recognize and remember that it's people, engineers, analysts, marketers, executives who make these businesses and technologies successful. It's these people, many of whom have been working in the industry since its inception, who are responsible for building the market into what it is today. And this is an enormous market. Just this month, a report came out that valued the renewable energy industry at $500 billion and forecasted that in 10 years' time, the industry will be worth more than $2 trillion.
And we always say we have the best jobs in the world because we get to talk to all the people who are behind that market growth. We can sit down with them and pick their brains and see what makes them tick and why they make the decisions they do. So given that, it's hard for us to choose, one or two winners among so many who are deserving of an award. And the people you see on the board here, the finalists, are certainly some of the hardest working, dedicated people in the industry, so we thank them for that. When it did come down to it, though, we chose two people for the Innovation in, the Leadership in Renewable Energy Award. The first person has been working on the technological side of the solar industry for 30 years, working to make solar cells more efficient and more cost competitive.
Dr. Ajit Rohaji started his work in the solar industry in the late 1970s. Over the last 30 years, Dr. Rohaji has made it his mission to make solar cost-effective. As founder and director of the Solar Research Center at the Georgia Institute of Technology, he has authored and co-authored more than 350 technical papers, set 15 solar cell world records, and helped more than 40 of the world's largest solar companies improve their technology. In 1992, Dr. Rohaji achieved a record-high efficiency on low-cost, multi-crystalline solar cells, sparking considerable interest in these materials. His center pioneered the field of rapid thermal processing for solar cells, which reduced solar cell processing time from 17 hours to just 1.5 hours. In 2007, Dr. Rohaji helped to found Suniva, which uses advanced manufacturing process developed at UCEP to consolidate the number of solar cell manufacturing steps, achieving dramatically lower costs while keeping efficiency high. Suniva has attracted over $130 million in venture investments and has secured more than $1 billion in global sales contracts. Richard Truly, former director of the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, said of Dr.